Cover is a few more things, a few more techniques, and a couple more reverses for the side top hold. We're going to go over some pressure points, pinches, things like that, biting, and 2 reverses. Go down. Okay. Basically, let's turn this way. Getting back into your side top hold. Now we went through the 16 techniques plus the first basic reversal before. Now we're going to just give you a few more things to add with this, along with the side top hold drill that we will do. But things like this, if you've got a hold of this arm, maybe you're trying to work on this arm or whatever, and this guy tries to reach back with this hand, go ahead and any way, whether he grabs your hair, tries to pull you back, whatever, all you have to do, I call this the Miss Piggy technique, pushing up underneath the nose. You got a pressure point right below the ear. But all these things, what they're going to do if you grind hard enough, is going to make him let go. And what you're kind of doing is you're kind of training your attacker not to do them things anymore. He's going to know every time he tries to do something, he's going to feel pain. Now, in his position, switch it around. One of the things that he could do to try to get away from this is, of course, is biting. That's always a possibility, any chance you have in a street fight. If you have to bite, you have to bite to get him off. That's what you got to do. Okay, now we're going to switch positions, and I'm going to show you 2 more reverses for this technique. Okay, let's go this way. Okay, now what you're wanting to do from this position to get out of this position here is, if this guy keeps his leg like it is, it'll be a little hard. So you're going to have to position yourself. So what you want to do is you want to try to get your elbow on this side of the leg. Raise your arm for a second. As you can see, I've dropped my elbow right down into here. If I can get my elbow down in there, move your leg down a little bit so they can see. So I have to drop it down in there. It was up here. Get back in a good side top hold position. I have to drop it in here like this. Okay? Then come up on top of the person. You just wiggle out. Okay? You have a lot of things that you can follow up with. That's not what we're going to be doing. Second black will cover more detail as far as arm locks and stuff like that, and chokes that you can do after you learn the reverses. You got 16 locks to work with and 10 chokes to work with as of right now. Let's do that one more time. Let's get around this way a little farther. Get a good side top hold. Okay, you want to slide that elbow down. That makes his lose his balance a little forward. Now you can push on the back. If he has hair, you can pull forward, or you can push down on the neck towards the floor, so you can come up on top of your attacker. Okay, last time. You got to get that elbow there. You can get that elbow down there, you've pretty much got it. Just squeeze out. Okay, the last one that we're going to do, okay, get a side top hold, is reach around. You're going to push here with your hands, and you're going to hook this leg. Reach around and hook. If he brings his leg up, you go to reversal number 1, the 17th technique that we showed you earlier. But you hook this leg, grab your hand, and push him over. Okay? Like I said, you got arm locks and chokes that you can go in from this position, keeping the leg tied up. Okay, scoot around a little far. Okay, get a good side top hold. Okay, up, hook, squeeze, use your both arms. Not one. The big mistake that when I teach this, and when we do combat wrestling, the biggest mistake my students do is they try to do it with one arm. You want to use both arms. Okay? Again, it's here, 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 here. Stretch him out. If you have an arm lock with shorts on already. Okay, one last time. You can go here first, or you can try to go here first. All these go in together. Okay? So it's here, here, here. Okay, let's get up. Okay, that's 2 more reverses for you from this position. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little side top hold drill. This is very good. I want to explain it to you. This also works both ways. It's working for escape for you, and it's working escape for your partner, all at the same time, and you're switching back and forth. Okay? Let's go ahead and go through this a few times. Okay, slowly. And what we're doing here is he's trying to get the side top hold. I want you to come down low like you would. You want to see how I'm blocking it as he's trying to get the arm around the head. I'm putting my arms in the middle, and you've got to bridge out, and he's going to roll out so he don't get an arm lock put on him. Then I go in, he rolls out, I'm rolling out. You got to keep your hands down low here. Okay, now this time I'm going to ask him, just for a second, not to roll out, and I'm going to show you why he is rolling out, to get away from this, okay? Okay, go ahead and go through yours first. Okay, now don't roll out. If you do this technique and the guy doesn't roll out, you have an arm bar, straight arm bar, or you have a bent arm bar. He is trying to avoid them two locks right there. Okay, now we're just going to go through this a couple more seconds. Bring it down. And just watch very carefully. The outside hand grabs wrist, the other one around the bicep area. He needs to bridge out and roll. I have to bridge out and roll. My hand has to be close to my face. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay, the next section of video, what we're going to cover is the guard. I'm going to be in the guard, and we're going to give you two basic, easy ways to escape the guard. We're not going to do any techniques, it's just basically escaping, how to escape from that position. Okay? We'll probably do this in more than one angle so that you get a good wide view. This being Mike in the guard. Josh is in the guard right now. Okay? Now basically we're just going to move around a little bit and try to work these things in separately a little bit so you can see how they would work. Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, the first one, you want to get these legs down, scoop the feet and pull him out. Grabbing the head and the arm and rolling over on top. Then you have the top straddle position and the honeymoon position at the same time. Several different things that you can do from here between punching, headbutting, elbowing, and arm locks. Okay? Now he's going to want to try to keep his hands up here to keep me from doing this. That would allow me to put arm locks on you. Anything that I want to do. But that's not the point of it. We're just escaping the guard right now. That is one. We'll do it again. Basically, wrap around. You want to get your feet in low, behind, scoop, and out. You want to grab this arm, pull it in, and roll him over. Okay? And you'll be on top. Okay? Let's spin around this way. Right here. Okay? You want to get the feet in, pull him out. You're taking his base out from under him. You can roll either way, but you want to try to roll the way you have the arm. Okay? You have this arm controlled, that's the way you want to roll. Okay? If I'm like this, I would want to roll this way. But that's basically what you're doing. You're hooking, pulling it out. Okay? That's number one. Number two. I call this the hip kick technique. Basically, we're down here, we'll wrestle around a little bit. I want to get this foot out, this one here, or this one will go this way. You kick this hip out and roll over. You took that base out and you just roll right into that position, and we're in our top straddle position. Okay, what we're doing, get that foot up there, kick it out and turn. Okay? Get in the top straddle position. But you got to have him nice and tight to you when you do this. If he's up here at a high base and you do this, he might catch himself and it'd be harder to do. So you got to get him when he's down close to you. Kick that hip out and turn. And you get in the top straddle position. Last time. I go this way. In the top straddle position. One more. Okay. Wrestle around some. Okay. Okay, the next section we're going to deal with the top straddle or top mount position, and we're going to give you a couple of ways to escape from that. Okay? The top straddle position is probably the most prone position for me for a lot of reasons. I cannot move nowhere near as much as the attacker here can. I can't move back at all. I can only move a little bit one side or the other, so I'm pretty screwed as far as my movement is concerned and his movement. Now, as far as punching him in the face, all he has to do is lean back, and as you can see, I couldn't punch him. I could go to the stomach now. That's what a lot of people misses. I could go to the groin with elbows. I could punch to the stomach. Things like that. A lot of people seem to forget about that right there. Okay, now when you get in a top straddle position, you have to react instantaneous. You cannot wait for him to get settled on top of you. It makes it a lot harder for you. Okay, number one thing that you want to try to do, if any way possible, as soon as he gets on top of you, you need to react. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're just going to have him start to throw a punch or something like this. He just got on, he's just going to start to throw a punch. You know, I have to come in here and grab. I'm going to poke to the eye, bridge, and throw off. Okay, clawing the eyes. Okay, that's doing the same thing. Go ahead. I come in and I block. I can elbow the thigh. Anywhere on the thigh is what I'm doing. Basically, to make this leg go limp just for a second. Then claw the eyes. Then pull and bridge. Because this body weight's coming down to try to punch me. Alright, that's one. Basically, you can use a lot of things to pull. You can grab the back of the head. You can grab hair. You can grab the ear to pull this side. But you got to make sure that it's a pull and a push of some sort. Let's turn around this way a little bit. You look at it a little closer, and when he throws a punch, I'm going to the side as much as I can. I'm blocking out my center. I throw the elbow to the thigh. When I grab, I want to grab it. I grab the skin right here. As I turn to take them off, I'm grabbing the love handles right here, just gripping them there. Okay. You can grab the trapezius muscles. It's a nice little grab, skin here, skin there. Nice pain points. Okay, when you're in a street fight, it gets pretty mean. Now, we're going to number two. Basically, this is for you want to get him down to your level to try to get the escape on this one. So basically, as soon as he gets on, you're going to try to get him right here. Okay, this where he can't punch you with any authority, and you have a few things that you can do. He has a few things he can do, but it makes it a little easier for you. Basically, what you need to do is you need to squeeze this arm in to where it's high, using both hands, and bridge him over into this position, because he has nothing to stop him on that side. Okay, so we get in this position. I need to squeeze his bridge over and escape. Okay, get him down. Squeeze that arm in as tight as I can to his head as I roll him over. Practice your bridging. This comes in very handy in your grappling. Okay? Another thing that I can do, I can grab one hand and pinch right here at the same time going in that direction. He will try to reach back with his other hand. All that's going to do is throw his body weight in the direction that I'm going in the first place. Go this way. Pinch right here. He's going to try to reach back to stop me from doing that, see? That throws the body weight over in that direction. Okay, that's just a couple of easy basic things to do, but do not freak out when you're in a top straddle position. Just work it, and a lot of pressure points, a lot of biting, a lot of things get going in there, but the bridge is the big thing that you need to learn for the top straddle position. Okay, the next section and last section of volume 2, 4th level, or black belt, is ground fighting at its utmost. Basically the things that you've learned throughout the tape so far is you got to put together, plus whatever wrestling knowledge that you have already. A few things that I want to make a point of. All these joint locks and chokes hurt and they will break bones, so you need to apply these things real slow. The chokes real slow. Don't worry so much about winning and losing, because you're training with a friend, you're not training with the enemy, so you don't be walking around with a school full of broken arms, shoulders, and whatnot, and people passed out on the floor puking. Now what this is for is basically it gets you used to being on the ground. If you do go to the ground, if you can get away from going to the ground, that's fine, but if you do go, you'll be a little more at ease with it. You'll be more familiar to it. Okay? So what me and Josh are going to do, and another thing, I'm wearing this, Josh is going to wear the gi, and you can do it either way. Okay? If you get your shorts on, I like wearing wrestling shoes because they have weak ankles, but you can wrestle with the gis on. That gives you a few other opportunities, or you can wrestle in just shorts and a t-shirt. That gives you a few opportunities as well. So you practice this both ways to make yourself comfortable. This makes me feel like more I'm in the street than the gi does. So we're doing it this way for that reason. You can mix them up any way you want. Okay? Basically, as we're wrestling, I'm going to try to talk to you as much as I can, if Josh will keep his hand away from my mouth. But I'm going to try to talk to you and explain to you what we're doing as we're doing it. Okay? Okay, basically what we're doing right now is we're in a tie-up position, and you want to try to work into a throw, and you go down the ground and you want to try to work your way into something. Don't try to force anything. I'm going to move around here a little bit. Now what he's doing, he's got his hands clasped together, he's trying to hook my legs so I can't put any arm locks on him. Now I need to lean my body weight into him and well forward so he can't reverse me. Then you just slowly work your way out of things. Just take your time. Use as much body weight and leverage as you can. Now we got him in what we call the telephone arm lock, if you remember this lock. And you just slowly squeeze so your attacker slaps out. Okay, we'll go a couple more rounds just to give you a little more variety. And now we're down sort of in the quarter position. I'm on top. He's trying to put an arm bar on. Like I said, don't try to force it. Now we're going to work the V1 arm lock. Okay, we'll go one more time. working the choke in, but we're not rushing it. Get a neck stock hold. Choke didn't work, I go to the next available thing. Thank you very much. Okay, this concludes Volume 2, Level 4 for Black Belt in Aiki Combat. Now what we did in this, the things that I want you to test for as far as the tape is actually just the chokes and the 16 locks and the reverses as far as that goes, just how they were done in the tape. In Volume 3 of Level 4 will be the weapons tape. We'll be covering club, knife, and gun techniques. Okay? Well, can't wait to see you. Thank you very much. Okay, this tape, blue belt tape for Pitbull Jiu-Jitsu, we're going to cover basic first phase self-defense techniques. Punch, grab, and kick defense techniques. First, we're going to go over the 5 grabbing techniques that we teach. Variations of that can go on forever, but these are the 5 basic ones that you have to learn first. First one is a single lapel grab. We'll do this from both angles so you see all of it. Basically called the arm bar. What you want to do is you want to be up to the shoulder. This arm can be like this. This arm can be like this. Either way, it does not matter. If you want to mess with the wrist, if he's giving you a hard time, down here you can twist around the wrist to loosen him up, or here for more cranking power. What we're doing at the first, as soon as he grabs, I take a small step forward with my left foot, palm strike and knee to the groin at the same time. You cannot block both of them. Then this hand comes down and grabs. I grab the thumb in between his index finger and his thumb, and I grab the knife hand edge of his hand with these fingers here. I take a step straight back with the right foot. I turn, I squeeze him in, I kick my left leg out and drop. Scoot up, have the wrist or here. You'll see it better when we go on the other side. Make sure your legs are spread apart somewhat once you're down there. Okay. Or here. All you do is reach around and grab your other arm. Lean into it. Apply pressure. He still wrestles with you, so get up here, get him on the wrist, and you have a wrist lock back up. And when you're going in, make sure your head's down a little bit. Just to cover, just in case he wants to try to throw a punch with that hand. You're covered up there just a little bit. Step back. Now, this is what you want to try to do. As you're squeezing this arm down, then fall. You don't want to go like squeeze then fall. It's like it should blend together. Okay, last time, do a little bit quicker. You notice I get way up on his shoulders. The next technique, number 2, is called guillotine. It's a choke. Before I get into it, on the last technique we did only a single lapel. That same technique can be done both single and double lapel. Basically, you just go between the arms with a palm strike and knee to the groin. This one, basically, we're just going to cover all your basic grabbing techniques and give you one variation as after you learn locks and your throws and stuff like that, add them on with it too as well. This is when a guy grabs you and he intends to punch you. As soon as he grabs you, he's pulling you in to punch you. Okay? Okay, now what we're doing there is he grabs and punches. I step in to dissipate the force of the punch. If possible, I can throw a headbutt at the same time, slamming my head in. Then I want to come down and hook the arm, slam with the elbow, right up under the chin. And this hand wraps around and pushes, pulling into round knee kick. Setting this foot down, I wrap, keeping him off balance. I step back with the left leg. I'm trying to get my groin as far away from this hand as possible until I get this choke set in. Okay, one more time this way. In. Not only that, so if I miss the block, the first thing he would do is give me a headlock. I'd rather be put in a headlock than pushed upside the head. Headbutt. Your elbow. Push. Round knee. This can be into the leg. It can be in the groin. This can be in the body. And necessary, the face. Then step back and there's a choke. I'm using my side as a base for that technique. Let's go around this side. Setting that foot down, just foot steps back, block and choke. I'll go basically showing you the different targets with the knee. You can easily just take that technique to there if you just want to punish the person. I mean, it's simple. That's simple enough. Come here. Just keep kneeing until he goes. Just don't stop kneeing until he goes down. Okay? One more time. It's called super repetition. Anytime you have a person in a position to where you can hit him with something without changing, make it easier for you, that's very good. That's part of Kenpo Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, the next grab technique, we're going with a bear hug. Bear hugs are pretty easy things. A lot of people really don't get them into. If they do, more than likely they're wanting to throw you to the ground. They're not wanting to sit there and squeeze you to death with it, unless the guy's just a lot bigger than you. Bear hugs is just not that really prominent in street fighting situation. This one we're going to do with the arms free. There's several different things that you can do with the arms pinned. We're not going to cover that. We're just going to show you some. Basically, when you do it here, they basically want to pick you up, throw you down to the ground or whatever, and you're trying to stop that before it happens. Okay? As soon as he grabs you, hit, knee, reach, and kick. Okay? I'll show you what I'm doing on the other side after I do this a couple times slowly. As soon as he grabs, I take a small step back, hit the head in a scissor-like fashion. I'll show you the strike on the other side. I'm kneeing him in the groin. This leg hooks, sweep to the outside, groin kick with the heel. I'm going to give you a slight variation as well with this on the other side. Okay? As soon as he grabs, I take a small step back, scissor the head with this pressure point strike that I'm doing right now on the other side, which you can't see just yet. Knee to the groin. I hook the leg, sweep it, kick to the leg. Okay? Let's go on this side. And now you'll see the strike that I'm doing. And it is a strike. Bang! I'm hitting the thumb right on the side of the throat. And a ridge hand right